What's good, guys? It's DL Saint. I've had a few people hit me up and they were asking me, um, like, hey, DL, do you think that there's going to be some issues with air traffic because of these latest rounds of firings? Um, and the answer is yes, it could be. It depends on who they fired. So when you're talking about support staff, support specialists, that can slow things down. You know, those are the people who they're taking care of the paperwork. They're making sure you get paid on time, making sure you get paid properly. They know the system. It's a lot of data entry, but it's things that they also do as far as promotions, as far as transfers. The FAA asks for this huge packet of information if you want to transfer. So let's say that you're at a facility. Let's say you're at Santa Monica as an air traffic controller working, and you want to move to St. Pete and work at St. Pete. And there was a job posting and you saw for St. Petersburg. Like, I want to go to St. Petersburg. Well, you got to fill out basically a packet of information that is either just as much information or maybe even more information than when you first started. It's literally a packet. And it's the support specialists who are on the receiving end of these packets of the packet that goes through your information and they tell you, hey, you need to send this form, you forgot to fill out that form, or you need to do this, you need to do that. It's insane. You know, that's another problem that the FAA has. The management side of the house is just it's insane. You have an air traffic controller who's been working as a certified professional controller for 10 years, 12 years, and they want to transfer to another FAA facility, same level and everything. And a lot of people don't do it because the paperwork is just messed up. You'll submit something, you submit your paperwork, you forget one thing, no one told you, you don't get picked up, right? It kicks out your packet, you don't get the transfer. No one got the transfer, no one wanted the job. You were the only person in the system who wanted to go to St. Pete, and you didn't get to go. St. Pete doesn't get the controller, and you don't get to go where you want to go. Why did it happen? Because it was a paperwork glitch, and it's the support specialists who catch the glitches. So that's the support side. But on the tech side, right, the FAA has a lot of equipment, a lot of systems, the radars, the telephones, the radios, you name it, all these different systems. And some of these systems are brand new, just developed. And you have systems out there that are older than me. Like, you literally have systems that the FAA uses today that's like, 4 decades, 5 decades old. And it's the tech guys, the men and women in FAA tech, who make these systems work, and they keep the machine moving. So if a lot of tech people were fired, right, in this last round of 200,000 plus people who were fired, if that includes the tech people, that could lead to some problems within the NAS. The NAS is the National Air Traffic System. That could lead to some problems. I'll give you an example. I remember once I was working, and normal day, we're just doing our thing. A lot of airplanes flying around, a lot of small airplanes. I was at the General Aviation Airport. It was just a normal Saturday. It's great. We're doing our thing. And I'm talking to airplanes, and I'm looking at my radar, and I'm telling airplanes, hey, report over this point, report over that point. I have what's called a data tag on them, so the radar, I basically have their primary target and have a whole lot of information on that target, tells me the airplane, what type of airplane it is, the call sign, a whole bunch of stuff, right? So the pilot is saying, yeah, I'm on a 2-mile final. And I'm looking at my radar, it's like, no, you're 4 miles away. You're over the San Fernando Reservoir. This is when I was at Van Nuys. Pilot's like, negative, 2-mile final, gear down, requesting clearance. Look up at the radar again. The radar is frozen. The radar just went out. And it didn't just turn off. It just froze. It was like just a picture. You know how sometimes you're doing your thing and the picture freezes? It was like that. So at that moment, we all realized, all the controllers in the tower just realized, like, we got a problem. Because it was busy. And without a radar, you go from busy to I don't want to be here. Like, it takes your workload to an extreme level, because now you got to juggle all this in your head. You have a pen and piece of paper, and you're trying to figure it out. The next 45 minutes was probably probably the most intense 45 minutes I've ever worked as an air traffic controller. It was insane. And we were able to call our tech guys. Our tech guys got in there ASAP, and they were able to fix that thing. So I worked 45 minutes without the radar. I went, took a break like 30 minutes, and when I came back, the radar was working again. If you don't have that, if you don't have the tech guys with the expertise to come in and fix what you need fixed right away, yeah, it can lead to something. If we had to work that level of traffic for 4 or 5 hours, something would have got missed, and someone could have gotten hurt. That radar for tower guys is like an extension of your eyes. It just helps you to see them out the window faster, and that radar is very critical. Today's controller, these young controllers, in my opinion, they rely on the radar way too much in the tower. And then, of course, in the radar room, like in the TRACON or in the center, that's your life. The radar is everything. And if the radar goes out, which is, I've seen it happen in a TRACON, same thing, the radar just freezes in place, and controllers have to scramble and go to another radar and set everything up. Intense, right? So depending on the personnel that were let go, if your senior guys, your most experienced guys were let go, if your sharpest tech guys and girls were let go, then yeah, that could lead to some problems down the road just on the tech side. And then you also have the inspectors. From what I understand, it was already a shortage of aircraft inspectors. And these are the people who come and they inspect the airplanes to make sure these airplanes are flight worthy and stuff like that. Not just air carriers, but everything that flies. If you have overworked inspectors and they have pressure to get through and inspect these airplanes and get these airplanes flight worthy, and they begin to miss stuff, right? This is when you have problems like they had with Boeing, with windows popping off in the middle of flight and, engine parts just falling off the airplane. This could be a problem. Am I saying that's what's going to happen? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. We will know here very, very soon who got fired, from what, from where, and how it's going to affect aviation as a whole. So yeah, there is a chance that these firings could affect the general public. So again, we're just going to have to wait and see. Crazy what's going on out here, guys. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on it. You guys take care out there. Remember, this is just the beginning. There's only been 18 days of this administration. Think about that. Within 18 days of this administration, 10% of the federal workforce has been fired. 10%. And that number is going to continue to grow. I'm DL Saint. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.